What's going on there, GDL family? Tonight, we will be joined by Congenial Wisdom and the notorious Sway Guevara from YouTube. I'll be your host, TheVicious. I'll just be your moderator. Don't call me the host. I don't want to put myself all top tier like that. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man?
Another day naming a Jew. Hey, Congenial, can you hear me? Seems like Google Hangouts is being more stable than it was last time. How many people? Is there anyone watching? We got Frankie in there. Nasty Goys. Okie dokie. What's going on, fellas? Good to see you coming out. Is there any way I can see the numbers? We got 6 people. Congenial is muted. Well, anyway, where I wanted to start was getting into some of these claims about some members being Jewy, because I think it's bullshit. The one member we have who did give us any kind of DNA tests, which we don't ask for, had 2 different results. One of them gave 1% Jewy. And then people are running around in live chats being like, oh, that 1% Jewy, that admits that he's a Jew. I know I shouldn't be, like, reaching out, but it's not to hurt anyone's feelings. It's more to just debunk the bullshit.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
So, let me get right on with it, I guess, here. Congenial is not unmuting over there. I don't know if you can hear me or not. But whatever. Let's switch over to this.
Maybe you got a phone call real quick. But yeah, you want to talk about, what do you want to talk about? Ancestry? The 23andMe?
The 23andMe is the one that I've heard tampers with the results to mess with the users.
So it comes back with different results than what it actually is. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, well, you got your Ancestry.com, who gave a result that had 0. And then you get these 23andMe who gave him a result of 1%. That ain't the first time I heard of it. I forget the guy's name, but it was a radio DJ on, probably shouldn't say it might be divisive, but it was Radio Free Northwest. One of their secondary guys was talking about how he got different results, and he had talked to like 10 other people who got different results. And when you look through it here on the internet, it seems like this is a common pattern you get out of these guys. They don't give responses quickly. They will often say, oh, sorry, we failed to get a result for you, and ask for another sample. Then, like, look, they got a 2%, less than 2 stars. That star's not even filled.
Yeah, so it'll come back mixed results, and you're saying somebody that in GDL they took 2 tests and it came back that they had 1%. So you're saying like this Ancestry 23andMe, like it's the lady's a Jew, isn't she, that runs this?
Yeah, her name is Joanna Watch Kiki. So, I don't know, some Jewish stuff. Here you go. Watch Kiki and her sister Susan.
And yeah, so you know how they love to.
All right, sorry guys. HT just called me, so he was asking me about the feedback on the stream and what people thought.
Oh, well, good time.
I think that he had a good stream with Patrick Little. I think it's good to clear things up, like, because there's so many people like putting videos out against us, people that were with us and not with us, and you know, we should be all on the same side, taking advantage of the opportunity to spread facts. That's why we shouldn't even be mad at the people. Like some of them are like blatantly, they might actually be operatives like on the internet, but some of them are just like going through something, I don't know. And we all got to just stay focused and name the Jew. And I think it was good that he cleared up a lot of questions I think people had with Patrick Little, because I think Patrick Little got good ideas too. My only concern about him was that he was all wrapped up with the alt-right and like part of the Unite the Right rallies and shit like that. I wanted to know about that, like what happened with that girl that he let run it, and like what, like, I know he made videos against the Jewish deception and the plants, a couple people that were Jewish in the alt-right. So yeah, that was good. I just want to know a little bit more about what he thinks about like the Unite the Right thing. I think he's friends with Justin Kessler, but not really, or something, like they're cool or they're like on a neutral, like friends or something like that. I just like there's just like a lot of Jewish like psyop, like even people that weren't alt right showed up to Unite the Right, like fucking. So
Well,
fucking dog.
Well, I see it like, yeah, there was that one news report or whatever, and there was some stuff in the past. He always seems to stay pretty separated as far as like his public image is concerned. He's always streaming on his own thing. He doesn't really ever have people with him or anything to represent that. I mean, maybe Emily if you want to reach, but she's always behind the camera. And personally to me, I think the way she, as of right now, like interacts, like what she does for the movement, I think it's almost perfect. She's like silent. She's in the background. She's a parrot. She's a pair of legs you see every now and then. And every now and then she adds something to it, but isn't like just out there shaking her tits, being like, excuse my language, but yeah, there's degenerate stuff in all of our pasts. But I think if we're playing our role right now, the way we're supposed to play our role, then we shouldn't be swinging at them. That's why I'm really not going after the people who were saying this. I'm kind of just addressing what this means, because I don't want people getting the wrong idea and like, oh, 1% Jew, that's a Jew. It's like they're gonna throw that shit in all these DNA tests to throw people off, or even take it to the next step when we finally do decide to expel the Jews from our country. People will be like, well, I'm 1%, so you can't send me out.
Yeah, exactly. And then it'll start to feel like a camaraderie with the Jews, and get defensive for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, but overall, I like Patrick Little, man. Like, I think other people he was like involved with were, me in my eyes, I don't trust the people he was involved with, all the people on the Unite the Right shit. Me personally, even though I do like the right wing, but I do for some reason feel like Patrick Little is different. But that's just like my gut feeling. Like, oh, this guy, he went his own way. He's running for Democrat now. He's like, he realizes that this shit is just a two-party Jew party system, and fucking, and he does know a lot of facts. That's true. So, like, yeah, I think he's legit.
Yeah, but you also have to look at it like this. If you're out there fucking naming the Jew, there's not a whole lot of channels you can go through, pretty much. I mean, the alt-right is the circle that is awoken to the Jewish problem, basically. And so he saw this as his fucking environment that he could thrive in. And he didn't know a whole lot about the people, and he just wanted to get recognition, get his name out there, get people to support him. And he saw this as the avenue to go through. And, there's not much other choices. I mean, it is what is currently established.
Yeah.
And we've been in this for years, and we're the ones who have been trying to find, the ponds that aren't fucking tainted, and we're the ones who have had all the time to sit there and listen to everyone's content and go through here and go through there and figure out who is and who isn't legit. And Patrick, unfortunately, probably hasn't had that much time, but at least he's got us trying to show him who is and who isn't legit.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Man, the guy takes a break from dinner to start naming the Jew to people in the restaurant,
That was funny.
Before coffee, do you want to talk about the Holodomor? So, as long as he's staying on the point, man, he's staying with the... This is what I always say, is follow ideals and ideas, don't follow people, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's sticking to the ideals, so I'm cool with it.
Right.
So, this 23andMe stuff, we'll go back to that, I guess.
Yeah, let's do that. We should probably hammer this out pretty good before we go online.
So Ann Wachicki, the girl who runs 23andMe, she's the sister of Susan Wachicki. Wachkiki, whatever the fuck. What is it? Wachkiki? Wachicki. There you go.
Yeah, in the Philippines, the women over there, they call their pussy a kiki. So I was like, wash your kiki.
Keep calling her. I'm gonna call her just the Waj, Ann Waj and Susan Waj. There's a Waj. Waj is.
Yeah.
It's almost Jew backwards.
Yeah. So Ann Wachicki or whatever was she a Polish Jew?
Yeah, Polish Jew.
Yeah, whatever her Polak name is. She was married to before Sergey Brin, and he was the founder of Google, and he was born in Moscow. So her sister, Ann's sister, is Susan Wojcicki, and she's the CEO of YouTube.
What? Man, that is a lot of fucking connections.
Yeah,
bro. I just looked that up real quick.
So the same bitch who's running the place. Oh, excuse me, that's probably not the right. The same lady who's. Excuse me, my language is horrible tonight. Who's doing all this censoring or helping doing all this censoring to us talking about the very real oppression that we're under is the sister of the lady who's tampering with people's DNA results and trying to screw with their personal identity.
Right. And they have a connection, I think, to like Mark Zuckerberg and his wife. It's like some weird thing that they have together. Like, that's why I just wanted to tell you that first information, because I know it's real. But then there's a theory that, like, because like Mark Zuckerberg has like a profile of everybody, and you put your ID in there, and I think his Chinese wife, is like into like organs or something like that, something to do with the organ market. And like they were saying, like that the 23andMe was using DNA, and they would use your location to find out where you were on Facebook, and then they try to kill you and steal your organs. But that's a theory, but it's not even that far fetched. That's why I brought it up. I usually wouldn't just bring something random up like that,
Look at Sergey Brin's fucking schnoz. Holy shit.
Schnozzolophagus.
Yep, so that's Google and YouTube. Sergey Brin. Yep, YouTube and Joogle. So
I was reading a review from Janet from Honolulu, Hawaii. She said, "I object to the fact, in spite of my whole life of hearing BS in Russia as cause of some of my family having slant eyes, that my report came back as 100% Jewish, dating back over 150,000 years to South Africa.
What?
That I was asked up front if my parents, both sets of parents, were Ashkenazi Jewish is wrong. I regret answering honestly to this question. Further, my husband has Osceola American ancestry. My son has Cherokee and American Indian ancestry. Yet their reports, I keep saying ancestry. Yet their reports do not mention this because according to 23andMe, their database does not contain sufficient Native American information does not include details on Osceola and Cherokee. I asked for 3 refunds and was denied. I spoke with a supervisor in the United States to suggest you either save your money or enlist another firm. Stay away from 23andMe. They are unreliable. 15 people found it useful. So, I mean, this person's obviously pissed off that something's telling them that they're fucking 100% fucking Jewish when they're not.
That's the Consumer Affairs report.
Yep.
All these things should be linked in the description, but not positive on that. Oh, they are. Check that out.
What is it?
I linked everything in the description beforehand, and it actually worked.
Cool.
Technological
Yeah,
winning.
so that's kind of like that. How they're trying to enforce multiculturalism everywhere with the Kalergi plan. It's another like mental mind fuck that will make you support Israel or something like that. Like they're doing something weird where they're making you say you're Jewish or making you say you're black or some weird kind of like mental games they're playing with the ancestry results.
Here's one where a guy who says that he's an Ashkenazi Jew, his 23andMe doesn't even mention it. He says he has 0%. Unreliable on all fronts. But I bet they do target specifically certain people in order to mess with them more.
Yeah, personally, I don't trust anybody with my DNA, like especially a Jew. And a lot of people on the right wing will do ancestry to figure it out, and so like it's like it's like a Jew with your DNA now, and they're doing all sorts of weird type of things with your DNA, and you know, it's just me personally, I wouldn't give my DNA out.
Hell no. Well, I've also heard that they own it now. And then you're saying with the links between Facebook, and Facebook wants you to like submit your license now if they think your account is suspect.
Yeah.
And the retinal scan is and stuff. Yeah, I don't want. That's like a whole profile, you know.
Oh, we got 20 people watching now. It went up. It keeps going up. Yo, shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you share this and tell a friend and tell a friend.
Stick around to the end. We got a special ending tonight.
Yeah, happy ending.
Happy ending.
Yeah. So it's like, this ancestry, they got like, they got your DNA. They can like, they could probably clone. They can clone and stuff. Like, I'm not going to get too fucking, down the rabbit hole, but they can do all sorts of experiments with your DNA. They can put you in a database. They could like, we're just like, we're moving to the technological age, and like, you don't know what they could do.
You were talking about that bio art before. Yeah,
like this guy named Eduardo Kac, K-A-C, I think is how you spell his name. But he does bio art, and he like did this like weird constellation at Cape Canaveral, where they launched the spaceship from, and he did like the constellation Lepus, and he did it with live bio art from rabbit DNA. So it's like purgatory. Like it stays alive. It's like it stays in this like artwork, and he uses live DNA. And to me it seems like weird. Like you never know. Like we don't know if that like is a living being that can think or has like a conscious. It's just DNA, and they're just putting it in purgatory there. And it's just some weird like they're up to. I'm telling you, that's one of their next things that they're gonna like unveil, like bio art. They have this stuff in Australia. It's called this company called Symbiotic A, and in Australia they do all these tests. Like you could make a sausage out of someone's DNA. Like it's some weird Frankenstein science like that they're trying to make normal.
Yeah, these people have absolutely no respect for life. It's just like ingredients in a blender, and they're mixing it all up and making something out of it, and it's their little pet, you know?
Yeah, they find different ways to play God, you know.
I just feel like they don't look at life from a human angle, that they look at it from a parasitic, almost evil monster kind of angle.
Yeah, it's almost like they go out of their way to be in so much power that they could, oh, I'm gonna make bio art out of living DNA. It's my creation. Like I'm gonna normalize pedophilia because there's no rules, and it's just like it's all fucking part of this plan of playing God and destabilizing the world and inverting the perversion. It's like it's all perverted, like the way it's supposed to be. They just do the opposite and invert it. You know?
Yeah, I remember somebody was telling me about the Hollywood hamburger, and that they had made a cultured sample of Angelina Jolie's DNA and made meat out of it. And
Yeah,
I wonder if it's really salty, because I remember when she said that she wanted to taste the jizz of like all the dudes in the world. You guys remember hearing about that?
Ugh.
She wanted to know what all men taste like in the whole world, and I was like, oh my god, is Brad seriously with this woman?
yeah, it's crazy.
I bet her meat would be salty.
Yeah, but that's a real thing though, where they have like universities and they have businesses where they're doing working on the technology and art of the future. Like they're doing weird stuff like injecting like a rabbit with dye so that like in the dark it glows in the dark. And they're doing weird artificial stuff like that. They're doing weird artificial science. I'm sure like you if you think about it, if they can put bio art on a painting, they could definitely put it on a robot, and then you put the robot in its skin or something like that, and it's like a fucking skin for a robot.
Oh, see all these thumbnails are the glowing rabbit. There was something back here he had going where some dude was injecting his leg with something, trying to get it
Yeah.
up again.
Oh yeah, they got another thing called like bio, where people are biohacking. You heard of that? Where people are biohacking to like, it means that like they're trying their own experiments and medicines on themselves, and to try to find cures.
Yeah, I bet so.
Yeah, there's like a whole industry for that now.
Everything that we see that comes out in these movies, comes out in these video games, the stuff that you saw in Deus Ex, and then what you have in this new game, Detroit Becoming Human. It's all predictive programming. That's all it is. They want people to get used to seeing it, present some of their ideas, see what people think is too extreme for the time, and maybe put some of these thoughts and ideas a little bit further down the path, and introduce some different ideas in between. They're collecting all the metadata about how we think and feel about things.
Yeah, that's exactly what Facebook was created for. Facebook was a CIA creation, and it was called LifeLog. Before they changed the name to Facebook and introduced it to the market, they called it LifeLog, and it was like a week after they canceled LifeLog, um, Facebook came out, and it's like a CIA creation from the beginning. These people are just fronts. They don't actually have any skills or uh, they didn't create these software. They didn't create Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg didn't create Facebook. His story is the dumbest story that they got for all of them, and it's like, oh yeah, he stole it from his college roommate or he created it in college. Like, no, you didn't. They just slapped him on that company and they said, now you created it. You're our front guy, and we're gonna do our, black ops, making profiles of everybody. They're making profiles of everybody, making you upload your ID. They can scan your retinas with your eyes. They do all this, like everything you click like. They can tell how you think by what you click like, how you react to post, what you share, and that's all like surveys. How they stole our data for Cambridge Analytica. they're making profiles of all of us, and we're just giving them the info to them. And yeah, it's part of, like, how China is doing the facial recognition, where they could just, if you commit a crime like as simple as jaywalking, they'll ticket you and send the ticket to your house because they got you on camera. They don't even have to stop you. So um it's like the Palantir software, like Russia and China and Israel. Like Israel has the backdoor to Russia and China's and Germany software through the Promise system. So like the Promise software. So like they are data. Russia and China are stealing our data, but the news will only say, "Hey, it's Russia stealing our data. Hey, it's China stealing our data." And it's really Israel has a backdoor to all of them through that Promise software. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah, and Edward Snowden exposed them as being the number one spy on the United States.
yep, and Promise software turned into Prism. That's what it is, Prism. That's what Edward Snowden revealed was X key score and Prism, and that comes from the Promise software. And they turned that, they turned it into Palantir with Peter Thiel. Every time they upgrade it, they change the name. And it's like this big data mining thing that they're doing, like why Jonathan Pollard stole all those documents during the Cold War, and he was part of a team of Israeli spies, and some guy, mysterious man named Mr. X, anonymous guy, was giving them orders to steal our documents, top secret documents, nuclear codes, classified documents. That's why Hillary Clinton got caught with them. Anthony Weiner got caught with classified documents, and they were like, "Why are they taking these random classified emails and sending them?" And I think it's because they're putting it in a database to compete with America's intelligence and information. For the
Yeah.
global.
And these DNA testing companies, they're even sending your DNA off to crime labs and places like that can have your DNA to try to match it to crimes and things. They're selling it off to the freaking feds. They're selling it off to all kinds of places. They're trying to patent your DNA and everything.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
they could get you for a crime. They could use it against you. It's all about giving us less power and less power, and they can track us easier and easier. And they're using all these different like tactics. They're using tactics of the internet to collect our data, to build profiles, to figure out who we are. They're taking our DNA from ancestry.com. They're matching the profiles. It's like a CIA, deep state, globalist, Jewish fucking uh whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Jewish.
Do you also remember when the cops were going around trying to do swabs into people's mouth whenever they got, pulled over and things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to fucking create a database of their DNA so they could match them with any crimes in the future.
Yep, exactly. And it's just like how during Brexit they said if you don't want to be part of the EU, or if you want to stay part of the EU, if you want to stay part of the Brexit and have Brexit, you can register as an Estonian citizen, and and it doesn't matter if you don't live in Estonia and you live in UK, you can register digitally that you are an Estonian citizen, and now you can stay with Brexit and help with the vote. It's like it was like a way around the vote. And like Estonia is becoming the first digitalized country where if you don't have a microchip inside of you, you can't you're not compatible with society. You can't buy food. You can't get like anything. You can't proceed. Like you can't get your medical records. You can't pick up prescriptions, everything like that. So you're not compatible with society. So they force you to get a microchip, and that's the part that's already going on right now. It already happens right now, and people are like, oh, this will never happen. It happens right now, and so that's part of their way to like be like totalitarian and like authoritarian and completely just like take over these European countries and so they can put it part of the Silk Road Maritime Initiative and like connect it all through the globalist trade routes because they'll have control over all the citizens, all the countries. China will buy up the ports and the railroads because they're giving loans out to countries that can't pay them back, and Israel end of the day controls China because of the loans from Jacob,
Rothschilds.
Jacob Schiff and the joint ventures that they're doing with the Silk Road Initiative, and Netanyahu particularly has they made joint deals with Israel. So everywhere that you look, there's Israeli ties to it, and it's just part of this one globalist society, so they can control the trade route in a circle throughout from Eurasia to all the way to China, then through the water to Europe. I mean to Egypt. So it's like a big circle trade route through Israel, through Eurasia, through China, through the I think Indian.
Trying to control the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, and then the Suez Canal in Egypt, and that's why they're building Neom City right there in Egypt, next to I think it's like in the middle of Egypt and Israel, and they're building it. It's called Neom City, and it's going to be the technological hub of the future, and they're going to push global Islam, and because the Jews don't want us to become Jewish. Uh, that's something they make clear a lot. They said, "Let the goy stay goy." If they want to learn to be a Jew, we don't let them be a Jew. And this is what the Chabad and Orthodox say about regarding should you allow a goyim Gentile to want to be a Jew. They say no. Tell them no. And so that of course they're going to push global Islam. They'd push global Christianity, but they're pushing global Islam because they're in a joint deal with Saudi Arabia, who are crypto Jews, because Wahhabis were crypto Jews. And so, yeah, everywhere that you look at it, Israel's part of this global control of trade route, internet information, security, satellites, all that, and it's all connected to the Promise software. Like they're using satellites to figure out what countries to go to war with because they have oil or gold or cobalt for Silicon Valley to make microchips. So they use this satellite that goes around the Earth, and it's from the Promise system collecting the data, and they say which of these countries has the most resources and of what.
Sorry about that, everybody. My bad, I hit the wrong button. Keep on going, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they got a satellite that goes around the globe, and they figure out which countries have what resources, and they're using the Promise software to scan these places, and that's where they go to war with countries, and that's where they use philanthropy to steal these diamonds and steal this cobalt for microchips in Silicon Valley. It's just as much. It's like blood diamonds. It's the same thing they do with cobalt and other rare minerals like that. But, yeah.
Thanks, Jews.
Thanks, Jews. No problem,
and Instant Truth wanted me to tell you guys, what's up, home boys? Get it live in the chat. Got some good stuff we're talking about here.
What do we got? We got 23 hanging out down here. Oh, shit. 9 dislikes, huh? You guys. I guess they didn't like us calling out the 23andMe thing, huh? Jeez.
Yeah. It's probably all 9 of them. All 9 of them are biggest fan group.
Yeah. I thought I heard an echo in the chat.
9 Jews.
9 Jews.
9 Jews.
Yeah, so I wouldn't trust anything 23andMe says anyway. So that's
not at all.
That's debunked.
Yep, they've had their scandals. I saw their consumer reports. People are pissed about the results, not getting results, having to send in stuff multiple times. The alarming stuff about where they're actually sending your DNA and selling your DNA to. This shit is just not to be trusted. and with Susan Wojcicki's sister owning it, and then Glaxo something Klein purchasing the company, or I mean, doing a partnership with them actually. Just stuff. None of it looks good at all, and it gets worse and worse as the years go by. Apparently.
Yeah, I was pulling up some of these articles while you guys were talking, saying how they will go to these companies, 23andMe. They will take your DNA. They do go to private sector DNA resources in order to solve crimes now.
Wow. Yeah. See, the connections alone between her ex-husband being Sergey Brin and her sister running YouTube and Google, it's just a weird thing.
Yeah, there's way too many close ties. Oh, here you go. Here's what's his name.
Keep it in the family.
Zuckerberg.
Bergenstein.
With the former Israeli president Shimon Peres. They're doing a nose contest. Yeah. Anyway. So, I guess I wanted to give a message to these guys, too, and say, no hard feelings, man. Just like they were saying. No hard feelings. Just get out there and keep naming the Jew. Just because you're not here by my side or by our side doesn't mean you can't still name the Jew. I think to still try to divide us as we are up against such a huge power structure that is most certainly oppressing us, and then to turn around and continue to try to divide is kind of shows where people's allegiances really lie, or at least where their intent is.
If you're naming the Jew, I like you.
Yeah, just name the Jew, and we're buddies.
Yep.
Yeah, same.
Unless you're a Jew pretending to name the Jew. Then I don't like you.
And if that's the case, then you have to keep that act up for the next 85 to 90 years. If you can promise me.
Yeah.
Like Benjamin Friedman or, I always forget his name, Bobby Fischer.
Oh.
Yeah, that is true though. If you really are against Jewish supremacy, like just because you don't like us anymore, then shouldn't stop you from keep exposing the facts about Jewish supremacy. You should keep doing that.
Yeah.
If you don't, then that's kind of fake.
Yep.
Just gotta keep exposing the nose, bros.
Expose the nose, bros. Naming a Jew. So what we do.
Name the Jew crew. GDL.
GDL.
It's 12:40. 40 minutes so far.
Do we have any questions in the chat? Anything like that? Anybody addressing anything to us? Anybody putting shekels in our paywall? We don't take shekels. Too bad. I do this shit for free.
Yeah. I
name the Jew while I work. I name the Jew while I walk the dog. I name the Jew on dates with my girlfriend. Everybody, come on, name the Jew.
Yeah, I went on a date with a girl last weekend, and I was naming the Jew within 10 minutes. Then we got inside the restaurant, and there was like a 45-minute wait, so we went and sat in my car, and we talked about Jews. Gotta get them all, If she ain't gonna be woke on the Jews, then I don't know how good of a relationship we're gonna have.
I like that they will name the Jew with us. I mean, I've met girls who were naming the Jew. Some of the coolest down-to-earth chicks I've ever met in my life.
Oh, a girl Jew namer is a powerful weapon. She's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
When you look at someone and you say, USS Liberty, can you believe it? Like, come on, goy. And then the chick says it. It's good stuff, man. Oh yeah.
So hey, who's the Shabos Goy of the week? Hey, you guys have any ideas?
Gotta be far out circle. I'd always say Trump.
Right. I mean, with all this Rosenstein mess going on in the political kabuki theater, trying to get you to think that all this stuff matters, and that he's finally clearing out the spiders and swatting away their webs that they've been building on him.
Yeah, it's I'd say probably Mueller, I guess, is the Shabo score.
Why is that? I don't pay attention to the script.
Well, wouldn't be Rosenstein because he's a Jew.
Yep. So what do you guys think him resigning is symbolic of exactly?
Well,
His resigning, does that mean he's going to have a replacement, or?
Well, the QAnon people think that this is the beginning of the deep state, the court, like how the deep state's about to go down. They say they're just waiting for the DOJ and Rod Rosenstein to be fired.
So then Trump's going to end the investigation himself, or?
Not even sure. I'm not even sure what's going to happen with the investigation. I think the FISA's declassified, and it shows that Obama and Hillary and McCabe and Rosenstein and Loretta Lynch and Sally Yates and Bill Priestap and Nellie Orr and Bruce Orr and that spy named Christopher Steele from England. They all spied on Trump while he was running for his election, and Obama knew, and he said he didn't to the public. He said live to the public that he didn't spy, and they know they did. And James Comey, the FBI was all involved. They all helped him. The CIA, the DIA, they all helped him.
So basically, this is the Jews that want to bring in Armageddon and the apocalypse and whatnot. They won over the Jews who wanted a Bolshevik revolution. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, in a sense, it's like we don't really know if Jared Kushner's Chabad or he's Orthodox because they always say he's Orthodox, but he visited this guy, but he was Sephardic. And they say that he was fucking the Chabad guy, but he was Sephardic. And they're just playing like games around it. So yeah, basically what you said, it's the globalist Jews versus the fucking Zionist Jews slash Chabad, and the Zionist slash Chabad won, but they're all Jews on both sides.
Boy, I bet Will Johnson's going to be freaking crapping his britches over that. He's like, oh yeah, bring on the Moshiach, and Israel's going to blow the world up. Yeah, can't wait to meet Jesus. I can just hear it now.
That's their plan to just blow up the Al Aqsa Mosque, and they're just praying for a fucking stray rocket to hit that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're doing more than praying for it, and I'm sure they got something in the works. Every time they say they're gonna do something or lay plans for something, it always ends up happening. That's why us guys we gotta wake up. We gotta stand up to this shit. We can't let this fucking go down, man. That will trigger some crazy shit I don't want no part of. They'll start throwing nukes around the world. You know these crazy bastards will.
Oh yeah, man.
I believe in the Samson option is a real thing. I believe that's a real thing.
I definitely. Why would they refuse to sign it, the NPT, if it wasn't a real thing?
Yeah, and once you like look at Stuxnet, you realize that they have access to anybody's nuclear facilities. They can hack right into that shit.
We won't be able to launch back if we wanted to.
Yep, that's what's the problem.
Plus, they got full control of the military. Obama fired all those people in the nuclear defense department and arms department and all these other generals, and put his people in, which were their people.
And they got direct energy weapons too. You know what those are, right?
Yeah, do.
Yeah, with the fucking, it's just fucking lasers. It's fucking like a fucking beam of fucking fire, and it's like a laser, and it's so hot. Like I seen a video, and they had one just like pointed in Iraq, and it was just like hitting the sand pile, and they were like all going crazy around it, and yeah, they just have satellites that they could fucking, put radiation on us or whatever they use, so laser technology or whatever.
Yeah, and I remember reading and hearing about how they were using these lasers to control the eye of some of these hurricanes and storms and stuff and push them into different areas.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
probably using those dew lasers to do that with, in collaboration with HARP. So, getting up a storm and then controlling where it goes to.
Yeah, well, you seen that they got those NASA machines that make clouds, right?
Yeah, probably. And then they do the cloud seeding and whatnot as well.
Yeah, they have a machine, and it's in Mississippi, and it's for NASA, and they can create clouds.
I saw a rabbi from Boston did a video about that during Hurricane Harvey, when they did it like right in the middle of the eye of the storm, which basically like bolstered the storm up way bigger.
Yeah, like they can cloud seed and move the cloud that they create too into a natural hurricane path and make it more extreme,
Well, look at the path of Hurricane Irene. Is that the one that was on 9/11?
I can't remember.
Let me look it up. Or I misspeak.
They just have so many every fucking year. It's a new one. Instilling the fear porn into everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to read a whole lot about this one that I heard hit parts of North Carolina, just right above Myrtle Beach. Since I've fallen out of watching any mainstream news, listening to talk radio, I don't keep up on so much of that stuff anymore, even though I do care about the safety and the lives of the people. We wouldn't be sitting here talking about Jewish supremacy and their dangers to the world, especially since they're a rogue nuclear state that hasn't signed on any non-proliferation treaties. And even Chuck Schumer himself, a Jew, said Israel probably has like 300 freaking nukes.
Yeah, they're in with their secret nuclear facility with France. That's why they're so allied, so tight.
Yeah, and then Germany gave them the Dolphin submarines that can launch a nuclear warhead, right? Nuclear capable missile from a submarine. Is that right?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Which makes the Samson option so dangerous. Because if we do try to act on this, we're going to have to locate every one of their submarines. And like Sway was saying the other night, how they can basically take control of other countries' warheads and stuff like that. So we're going to have, there's a lot to deal with at one time. We're going to have the best goys in the world on this. We shouldn't talk about this. Hasbro is listening. They're reporting back. They know that we're thinking too many steps ahead.
Yeah. They're doing the threat level assessment to see how much of a strategic threat we are.
Yeah. Larry Silverstein's making a call right now.
He's in pulling. Any moment they'll shut the freaking stream down.
Don't do it, Larry. Pull it. Stop it.
Pull it.
Pull it.
Got any questions in the chat? I'm on my cell phone, so I'm not really checking any of that stuff out.
It's a lot of red-pilled people. So they're all pretty much on the same page as us.
Excellent. You know what? I should probably pull up the stream on my computer over here. I want to see if we can interact with the chat, make them feel involved with the show.
Larry Silverstein is making a dermatologist appointment right now. Yeah, he is. He's got a big meeting he can't show up to. Sorry. He's got some sunspots. I have to get some ointment for Larry's head. Maybe tomorrow.
My wife, she noticed that I had a little bit of folliculitis behind my ears, and she made an appointment for me.
Pull it.
And then my children didn't go into work either, because they were late, because they don't have to show up to work on time because Jewish privilege.
Larry.
Jewish.
Sorry, I'll stop playing the part. Here, get the Lucky Larry full version here.
I remember getting a call from the fire department commander.
I'm not even in
telling
the
me
chat.
that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. And I said, we've had such terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
What a piece of crap, man.
You know what? I'd like to fucking dress up as Larry Silverstein, go out and find a prostitute and, pull my thing out and say, pull it.
Yeah, snort a line of coke off her ass and then say, pull it.
Yeah.
The GDL does not condone snorting coke off any hookers' asses.
Or prostitution.
Unless you're dressed up like Larry Silverstein.
Then just send me your live chat and I'll put a GDL overlay on it and we will rebroadcast it.
Oh man.
Demo charges. Those demo charges have been there for probably quite some time. There was a construction team that had access to the building since days before that. I forget what the other brother's name. What was George Bush's brother's name, who had control of the security team at the time? But they were there was construction going on in the buildings, and all the security was disabled. Instead of giving them all a bunch of temporary security passes, they disabled a bunch of the security so these guys could pass through the back alleyways of the buildings, and that's why it would be possible to plant bombs easily and unnoticed.
Yeah, I mean, the late night cleaning crews could have came in there and done whatever they wanted to overnight.
Yeah.
Multiple nights. They could have been sitting it up for a whole month.
Yeah, the art students.
Yeah, there's pictures of them in there.
They're going around going around selling cheap ass Israeli paintings to government buildings and police stations, and they were really bugging these places up until 9/11. They were doing that.
Here's his name, Marvin Bush. Yeah.
So hey, what did you guys take away that you liked the most from the Patrick Little and HT Handsome Truth stream tonight?
I like that he doubled down on fuck what people care about optics. I kind of like that. When people critique us and shit like that, I want to hear them out. As me being me, I just want to please these people. They say we're Antifa, they say we're white nationalists. I'm just trying to crowd control and shit. Bro, we're not this, we're not that. You got the wrong idea of us and shit like that. And sometimes you get too wrapped up in optics. Why we got in this shit is because we don't have that much time left to tell people that we're being censored, to wake the goyim up, to let them know that we are being censored regardless if we're here. And to say we're speeding it up, it just sounds like you don't care about your freedom of speech,
There's one reason why we have these rights is to use them to protect them from losing them,
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing because people that I thought would be pro freedom of speech, people that advocate freedom of speech, tend to be the people that backtrack and want to censor you. So it's just weird. But yeah, it's hard to get wrapped up in optics. Like, but Patrick Little just doesn't give a fuck. He knows what he's doing is right, and he co-signs what we're doing. So I think that's good enough, man. I think trying to cater to everybody's shit is just being a little cuck.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not going to respond to anything anyone else says any further. That's to not give them any credibility, and their accusations and things they say are just absolutely freaking retarded. And we just need to keep naming the Jew, keep moving on. I mean, it sucks that people like Dingo Southern, an obvious plant who's just there to throw out the N word as much as he can and then go kiss black ass on another show,
Yeah, I like what Patrick Little does, jaywalks and shit like that. So I think like doing stuff in real life, as long as it's like pop up flash mob style, you know how you just pop up. It's not planned. Like if I went to the Holocaust Museum with a sign and just like with the facts that said like, oh, the Holocaust, these people died from typhus, there was no gas chamber, something like that on the sign that's a fact, and then I record it and then throw it up on social media and watch it go viral because people are talking shit, and it's just gonna go viral. Like, and I feel like the more that we like spread awareness, like people just need to see facts, man. People just need to hear us talk. They need to hear our side of the story. They need to hear the side that the news doesn't tell them. They need to hear our side that the history doesn't tell them. We need to relate to them on their level. And I just feel like what we're doing on the internet is great. Yeah. And like even Patrick Little goes and does jaywalks. Like people, there's something that we can do too that will like multiply how much people will be able to see us. I don't know, like he did robocalls and spread that he was running for government. So like I don't know, there is other stuff, but we just need to be creative and think about it like what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's going to be a lot of these people out there that are going to try to cause division. Just ignore them and move on. That's what I say. No,
Yeah.
they're not following the ideas. They're not following the ideals. GDL's everybody. Or it's all non-Jews. I mean, everybody's oppressed, some to more of a degree than others, but that's like the kind of stuff that it's like, it doesn't matter. We're all trying to face one problem, one massive worldwide problem right now, and we have to overcome and overlook these little things that separate us in order to unite. It's the only way. I mean, there's no reason to try to limit our numbers in a battle that can be fought by all of us. And the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So everybody should just drop their baggage, keep naming the Jew, keep it classy, and just don't swing at anybody. If you see someone swinging at anybody within the group or within, who's naming the Jew, then I don't know, just ignore them.
Yeah.
That's my personal advice.
Yeah. Like extend a hand, bro, and move on, But yeah, I just think there's more creative ways. Like Patrick Little, he did the blimp. It didn't work as well as he thought it could work, but the meme itself went viral. Like, like, oh, Jews rape kids. That blimp went. Like I seen it on Gab. I seen it on Twitter, and I seen it on Facebook too. And so yeah, stuff like that's how you get the message out, bro. Like sometimes you just gotta be creative. Like you can't pay for advertisement to make something go viral. You just gotta be crazy. Like it's just gotta be crazy to make people react, and they make it go viral. It's exciting. It's fun, but factual. Yeah. So I
I'd
think
like to see more billboard signs naming the Jew.
yeah, that would be cool as shit, dude. A billboard naming the Jew. That's see like that's a good idea, bro.
Yeah,
But
you never know. Maybe we could try to start like some kind of fund or something to get people together so we can get some billboards and get a certain message put up on billboards in different cities and towns and whatnot, so we can just start waking people up. You got to put it in front of their face. I mean, The Jews have TV.
Even if it's like a pink pill, even if it's like because people won't put up our message if it's too raw, like even if it's just factual, and we say, "Oh, dual Israelis are end lobbying in America" or something like that. Even if it was a pink pill like that, that would still wake people up to seeing that shit. Like whatever they would allow us to put up on a billboard, I think that would be a good idea, bro.
Yeah, because the Jews have the TV, the freaking radio, propaganda and movies. They have newspapers. At least we can try a billboard.
Yeah, it just can't be a Clear Channel billboard.
That's right.
I mean, I don't think it would be a bad thing if we took donations if people saw it directly going to something like putting up a billboard, and people would only donate if they were willing to throw up money to see it.
You got to deliver with what you say will happen. Like, some people might have felt a certain type of way because Patrick Little's blimp didn't go up. But the thing is like, it's not his fault, That's why we just got to plan better. So, like, billboard, it couldn't go wrong. Robocalls couldn't go wrong because people would see that the money's going to that. Like, as long as people see that, like, the money goes to something, they would definitely donate $5, $10, who knows, whatever they donate, and they would donate to a cause. We just don't have organized plan to present to people. And I think if we presented something to somebody, like to the GDL and people like that, and other people, like-minded individuals, they would donate to it too. And as long as they seen it go to what we say it goes to, and we don't overcharge or skim off the top or any scheming shit like Twitter people do on PayPal and shit like that. Yeah, I would get behind that shit. Like, me personally, from my view, if I seen people delivered on what they said.
Exactly. I'd only be cool if we could present receipts to people, so they could actually see exactly how much it cost and where their money went. So I wouldn't want a penny extra for any of my effort, because here we are talking about the Jew for free. Our motivation is the freedom for all people.
Right.
I want to see everybody happy and everyone out from under the boot of this fucking Jewish oppression and their supremacy.
Right. Yeah, that would be great, dude, to see a fucking billboard up. It would just motivate people, Like, people see that shit on the internet, they'd be like, damn. It might spark their brain. It might spark them to have an idea of how to name the Jew.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we need to start trying to design a printable flyer, so that our members can just download it from the internet and print it out. And
That's a
if
good
they
idea.
feel inclined to, they can go out and put it in concert parking lots or wherever they want, just to try to get people hip to it.
Yeah, just print it out and make copies, or fucking print it out off your own computer and waste your. But
take it to church or anything,
Yeah, if you make copies of it, you can do it for like cheap, way cheap. And you can do like 500 flyers or something. Like, go in front of like Walmart and like hand out like 50 flyers or 100 flyers with fact sheets on them and shit like that, or links or websites and shit like that where they could follow up names of books.
Yeah, I haven't been in a Walgreens in forever, but I was there the other day, and I found out that they print out posters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking, wow, you know what? It'd be great to have a GDL poster and just like start posting stuff up somewhere, some good graphic work or something, and something real legit looking.
Hell yeah.
Trying to get my dog to lay down so she'll stop making all this damn racket, and she's just like jumping chair to chair. Relax.
Yeah, like go in front of APAC, go in front of somewhere with a sign.
I think anybody out there who wants to put together a billboard campaign of some kind, you could set it up on like GoFundMe or something. Just have it well thought out in advance. Show exactly where the funds are going to go. Like you were saying.
Yeah.
And have it cut off. Don't take more than what exactly it's worth, and have a cutoff limit.
Yeah, take a picture of it, take a video of it, so they can't say it's photoshopped. You take a
make sure
photo
that these
of it.
people can't take it down early. You know, that it's up for the entire month or whatever that we pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
There's probably all sorts of little prices too that come along with it. Because I would imagine you would have to buy some kind of insurance in case it gets vandalized. Because I guarantee people would want to vandalize it. If I put one up in New York, you know.
Purple-haired fat woman will fucking somehow climb up that ladder, you know, with her thick glasses falling off her face, and she's like, "You're not gonna talk about my tribe that way."
You could put it up on a high up billboard that they can't vandalize.
Yeah. It'd be funny videotaping them, watching them try to vandalize it.
Spray paint can on it up there or something, you know. You guys remember when Shia LaBeouf was doing his "He Will Not Divide Us" shit?
Oh yeah.
One of the 4chan people, you know, they were doing absolutely amazing things to figure out where this guy's flag was at. Somebody had flown a drone with a miniature flamethrower up there trying to burn the flag.
Yeah.
It was one of the best things I'd ever seen.
If we posted our billboard, they would make it viral.
Yeah. I wish that we could get more support and reach out to the 4chan guys, because they're great. You know, they're pretty great. You know, at least the old school days of 4chan, I remember. You know.
Yeah, like the only really way is just posting on there and just like talking to people on there, and just posting the picture. Like if you post a picture, everybody's gonna talk about it on the boards, and then the right people will end up seeing that shit. You can't really
senpai.
you can't actually just like find anybody that you'd want to find. You know, they like would find the post more likely. Yeah.
Last once for the bulk and again for the remainder.
Yeah, so just like doing fun shit like that, like making excitement, making hype. That's what it's all about. That's where how you get people hooked into facts, because facts are boring. Like, not a lot of people will listen to facts. They'll listen to like 1, 2, 3 minutes. They got short attention span. So you want to get something to like get their attention. Then you got their attention and they're laughing, and then they like learn facts. You know, that's how you draw in.
Short, quick, sweet, to the point. You know.
Funny, maybe funny. Mm-hmm. Or exciting at least, or hype, or interesting. You know, something that people say, "Wow," and look at the sign. Maybe like bright colors or something like that, so people look at the sign.
The ADL is censoring everything.
Hey, Vicious, any reason why we don't have any more people in the chat with us tonight, or do we just feel like we wanted to do a 3-man thing?
I mean, I put out a shout out across the Discord.
Okay. I was hoping maybe Oz would join or something, but yeah.
It didn't seem like too many people were on tonight.
Yeah. Gotta let some people see their families every now and then in between naming the Jew.
Yeah, this is becoming 24-hour work just about.
Yeah, man.
Got a lot of content getting ready to come out. It's getting pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. We're doing a lot. Like, this is a movement people want to get behind.
Like I always say, it's a moral movement, too. It's morally sound. We are fighting Jewish supremacy that is very obvious and easy to point out.
Right.
Every time they... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, every time they ban one of our streams or limited state one of our streams or one of our videos, that's just them banning or blocking our oppression, us talking about our oppression, which is even more oppression, so it's like layered. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yep, it's just showing us exactly how we are so right to do what we do.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to Dino. His account got shut down. on Facebook. They censored his account when it was getting big. So it sucks. Everybody go follow him.
Do you
Yeah, I
know
was
of
gonna
Goy
ask
Talk?
you,
Yeah.
how Goy Talk's going lately. I've got to check any of that out.
Yeah. I think because his like account got canceled, he didn't want to do shows at first, so he didn't have HT on. His account got showed, and there wouldn't be that many people watching. But yeah, he's building that shit back up, and yeah, bro, you just gotta support people that show love to us and shit like that, you know, because we're gonna get kicked off. That's just like part of the game.
Yep. Dino's a good guy.
Yeah, he likes that we use goyim defensively. He likes that because he used it for goy talk. He wants people. He thinks people hear that word goyim, they're gonna wake up to the fact that Jews have a special name for non-Jews, and they don't really like us. So the more that we use goyim, people are gonna realize that they just like disenfranchise us and discriminate against the whole everybody else besides them. And then they'll find out that they don't even want to become Jewish. They just want to get rid of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it as like a straight up way of saying, like, right off the bat, we know. Yeah, you know? The Goyim know.
Yep, they're starting to wake up. Like that's why I want all the QAnon people to wake up. We tried waking up the right way, and we're gonna move on. We don't think we can even. A lot of us, like me, I think personally, like I think we get a couple people that are Democrats, but they might not align with ideology and shit. They might be pushing cultural Marxism bullshit still, kind of those kind of brainwashes. But we still want people on the left to wake up. But I think the more likely people that are going to wake up next is the QAnon people because they got like 90% of the truth and they just need to make that last connection that it's the Jews running the world. And yes, they are Satanists, but it's just majority of them are Jews and the other ones are just doing practices of the Jewish religion that they combined it to make Judaism like they'll be like, oh, what about the Jesuits? What about the Swiss pharaohs? What about the Freemasons? And then you realize that they all have Jewish symbols or practices, and it's like this. It's just the same cult of Satanists, and they're Jewish and Judaism with the Moloch and the Baal and Talmud, the Talmud and all that. It's just like you gotta just put together who these people are that are running the world. It's not based. It's not like these Satanists. Like it's not like the Church of Satan. You know, it's fucking these Jews and people like mix that up like oh it's like the Church of Satan or it's Satanist or something like that. Yeah, they are Satanists, but it's just the Jews, like, and then they don't realize that.
Yeah, and the average person is like, how does this group of people do all these things? You're blaming all these things on this one group of people. How in the world can they do all of that? I'll tell them how. With fucking money and in things like, you know, gold and gems and jewels. They've always tempted the fucking hearts of man with greed. They knew that they were exploitable. They've exploited people through that method, and they've raped empires and just stole all the money out of these civilizations. And I mean, if you want more proof, look what they're doing here with our treasury in America. You know?
Yeah, man. They buy off all the top tier Shabos and they scare off all the lower underlings with the media, you know, making them afraid that they're going to get slandered or CNN's going to show up at your doorstep being like, hey, it looks like you were on some Facebook group, huh? Yeah, well, I hope all your neighbors don't throw eggs at your house tonight. Good luck. You know?
Yeah, well, behind the scenes, they're just funneling money out, and buying up gold with it, and buying weapons. And this is what they do. This is how they crumble empires. They take all of your wealth out of your country. as much of your resources as they can get. Just suck it all up and take it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Move on to the next project.
Touchdown's making a good point here too. Actually, so is Goy Scout of Wymerica. I've said that a lot. We need to be reaching out to Mel Gibson. If we can get him a good acting job again, dude, we're doing our job. But this guy's saying over here.
I wish that he would do the fucking USS Liberty movie. I wish that he would.
That'd be good.
Have you guys ever listened to their show on the Rinse Radio Network? They have a show called the USS Liberty Massacre Hours, The Survivors. And they get on there and they tell the story. And
really?
Yeah, every single Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah. And they've been taking funds to make a movie and whatnot. And I just, I think that Mel Gibson, if he took this on as a project, that it would just be absolutely amazing. But it pissed the Jews off all over again. Robert Downey Jr. had to stand up there and kiss the Jew's ass and say, please let Mel Gibson get back into our club, And then gave Mel Gibson a big old hug. Did you guys see that video?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
See if I can find it.
Let me see. Yeah, see if you can find that. It's kind of a sad video, but sad to see Mel Gibson having to stand up there on stage and let Robert Downey Jr. kiss Jew ass for him. It's kind of upsetting. I see Mel Gibson as such a pride-filled man and, strong guy and rather honorable.
Yeah. That would be a great movie if he made that, man. I think that would go fucking 5 stars. 2 thumbs up, Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah, look what he did with Hacksaw Ridge.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, what he could do with the USS Liberty would be just phenomenal. I just know it would be.
I used to love Braveheart back in the day. I used to watch that movie all the time. It was one of my go-to Saturday night movies. You'd have to watch it 3 weekends in a row,
You knew that John McCain's dad, like after the USS Liberty happened, that his dad congratulated Israel?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was on like a government document. He's like, yeah, they attacked us with such accuracy and damage, and he congratulated Israel for bombing us. Crazy.
It is crazy. Hey, did you find the video? It's called Robert Downey Jr. Begs the Jews to Forgive Mel Gibson. It's on YouTube.
I'm playing a different one here. I'll look up that one.
All right.
And he urged me to find my faith.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be his or anyone else's as long as it was rooted
no offense
in
to Mel
forgiveness.
Gibson. We know
and I couldn't get hired,
he needed back
so
in,
he cast me
he's going to do
in the
excellent
lead
work.
of a movie that was actually developed for him, and he kept a roof over my head, and he kept food on the table. And most importantly, he said that if I accepted responsibility for my wrongdoings, and if I embraced that part of my soul that was ugly, hugging the cactus, he calls it, he said that if I hugged the cactus long enough, I'd become a man of some humility, and that my life would take on a new meaning. And I did, and it worked. All he asked in return was that someday I help the next guy in some small way. It's reasonable to assume that at the time he didn't imagine the next guy would be him. Or that someday was tonight. So anyway, on this special occasion, and in light of the recent holidays, including Columbus Day, I humbly ask that you join me, unless you are completely without sin, in which case you picked the wrong industry, in forgiving my friend his trespasses, offering him the same clean slate you have me, and allowing him to continue his great and ongoing contribution to our collective art without shame. He's hugged the cactus long enough.
All right. Oh, yeah. Addressing something a member had said in the chat. Yeah, I heard that about 8chan, that it's better. And yeah, the Jews kind of did take over 4chan. I haven't had any experiences on 8chan yet, so. And I hadn't been on 4chan for a really long time. But yeah, maybe 8chan is the way to go. Well, we'll see. I mean, everything's just an idea right now. We got to try to make it happen, and we appreciate the suggestions as well.
All right,
the Jews take everything fucking over, don't they?
Hour and 20 minutes. They always take everything over. That's why they have so much fucking power. That's why everything is so degenerate.
If there were just some people that had a lot of fucking money, like they have, we could fight back against them. But they have all the fucking money. They are the fucking 1%. The 1% is fucking Jewish, Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I don't put too much hope in some rich philanthropist or Trump turning tides or something, changing his mind, flip-flopping on what we perceive him to be doing now. Not that I don't want to take anyone's hope away, but I don't want anyone sitting on their hands. Everyone needs to get out there and start doing this.
Yeah, don't think that Trump's fucking gonna save the damn world. As Handsome Truth always says, you know, this hero fucking mentality that one person is just gonna do it all and save the world. It's not realistic, and these Jews put that fucking shit into our minds. We have to all work together and do it together. Even if your part is small, your part is important.
Yep. All right, I guess you want to call it here?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired today, man.
Yeah, me too. I gotta go to work in 5 hours.
Shit.
Even the Jew means long hours. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Stick around for the special ending here afterwards. And so I'm sorry for. I really just let me apologize in advance. I don't have a very great voice. But thanks, Congenial Wisdom, for coming by tonight. Thanks, Sway Guevara, for coming by tonight. Check out his YouTube channel. It's been showed recently numerous times, so he needs to get some viewers in there. So go over there and make sure you subscribe to him, man. He deserves them.
Post links to Sway's channel in the chat, boys.
And it's also
show some GDL love.
It's the first link in the description too, so you could just go down, click the description. His channel should be there.
Oh yeah, because I keep getting kicked off, so obviously I'm doing God's work.
That's right. All right, everybody, have a good night.
You too, brother. GDL.
GDL.
GDL for life.
Propaganda spread. Now our children's minds are the media's prey. They're lying to us. They changed our history. We must unite to fight Jewish supremacy. They own the world. They collective voices quaking, awakening the beast. I say let's move the Jews away, just you and me. We're gonna go up to what they don't see, to the crimes committed against them. They destroyed the nation, oh, and they killed Kennedy. We must unite to fight Jewish supremacy. In the world, they rape the children, and they are the ones who flew both those planes into our buildings. And there's no mistaking, we're rising to our feet. I say let's move the Jews away, just you and me. 'Cause you feel down and out and you feel like there's no hope at all. And I just find a way to blame you for everything that's gone wrong. You got to realize that they want us to divide, and we will be impossible to fight if we unite. They hug the world, they rape our children. They are the ones who flew both those planes into our building. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a voice that's quaking, we're awakening the beast. I say let's move the Jews away, just you and me. They run the world, they rape our children. They are the ones who flew both those planes into our buildings. There's a voice that's quaking, we're awakening the beast. I say let's move the Jews away, just you and me. They rape our children.